Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Anyway, talking about the DOT, Joann Ariola, one of the 5 Republican council people. She happens to be mine. She sponsored Intro 104A, which is now Local Law 6, 2025, which requires the New York City Department of Transportation, the DOT, to consult with the FDNY before approving open streets, protected bike lanes, even major transportation products. But it looks like the DOT may not be fully complying with all these requirements. And there was a hearing a couple of days ago, and every member told me that Joann Ariola was a rock star. So let me start by congratulating our council lady, Lewis. Joann, good morning. Congratulations. I heard you kicked ass on Wednesday.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me on, Sid. Yes, it was a very compelling and eye-opening hearing, and I was very proud of it.
You should be. Everybody's telling me. I got text right away. You should see Joann. So tell me, what exactly did the DOT and the FDNY say? And for folks that don't know the background behind this, what really was the hearing about? You're upset. They're not complying. Give me the whole background and then what they said.
So as you know, I'm the chair of Fire and Emergency Management for the New York City Council, have been for the past 4 years, and I'm lucky enough to be the chair in this session as well. And Local Law 6, as you said, was passed, and I was the sponsor of that bill, and it required the Department of Transportation to consult with local firehouses, not the fire department, local firehouses before implementing street projects and open streets. And we began to get notifications and complaints that this law was not being adhered to. And in fact, a lawsuit was won by a local civic association because this law was not being complied with. So our committee put together a hearing, but this was a very different hearing than we're used to seeing. When people come before us, a lot of times the agencies, the admin, they'll say, oh, well, we'll get back to you with that information. And more times than not, they don't. I don't put up with that. I want the information. If you don't have it, go get someone who does have it and come and testify. So at this particular hearing, we were ready to present visuals for those who were testifying so that they could watch and then answer the questions about a number of locations that have been identified as areas that hinder FDNY vehicles from reaching their emergency destinations. And these were areas that were either the FDNY said that they did not want any of the changes made, or they gave guidance as to how the changes can be made, and it was completely ignored by the DOT.
Wow.
So putting these visuals up, it was important to me as the chair and the members of the council that are on that committee, because we don't want people who are watching from the public or the people who are testifying to just be sharing words.
Right.
We wanted pictures and videos to show that there were lies being told.
Right, and I saw the link, and I watched it, and you can't argue. The pictures are there. The videos are there. The DOT has really zero fight in this. You got them. Yeah, you got them. That's the bottom line. The pictures and the videos show all of it. So at this point, it seems like they are checking the bureaucratic box, but they're not really consulting with their neighborhood firehouses. Again, your videos and pictures, great job, Joann, show that. My question is about my firefighters. I live next door to one, and my whole community, as you know, in Bell Harbor, your community, you're in Howard Beach, but this part of your community, they're all great firefighters. Are they upset, nervous, concerned about the bike lanes being overlooked as well?
Absolutely. It's the bike lanes. It's the bollards. It's those 1-ton pieces of concrete. It's putting flower pots in front of fire hydrants. I mean, we're not even supposed to park in front of fire hydrants. And what these videos and pictures showed was DOT's failure in practice. We didn't have to speculate. It showed their failure in practice for not asking for guidance from the FDNY. And when they did ask for guidance, in most cases, they disregarded that guidance. And Chief of Operations, FDNY Chief of Operations, Kevin Woods, he said under testimony, it is not hyperbole to say that time lost in transit can be the difference between life and death.
Of course.
And then, of course, anybody can sit, even if you're not a member of that committee, any council member can come in. And one council member who does not officially sit on the committee came in and asked Fire Department Captain Kevin Malloy, who is the captain of the city planning unit, he said, he asked the question, how many times has the DOT given feedback from the fire department and gotten feedback from the fire department and used it in projects that they implemented? And the answer was never.
Yeah, it's not a great answer. So, look, this is part of the issue. Society, in the 10 years that I've been doing this type of radio, don't forget I did 17 years doing sports talk. It's a lot easier, Joann. Okay, the Mets going to win. But what I've noticed in the last 10 years here in New York doing this is we're constantly finding problems. Constantly. There never seems to be any solutions. President Trump does a good job, but he's in D.C. You guys do a great job. So the question is this. What are we going to do about it? If the DOT is not complying, and clearly they are not, can the city council do something about it?
Well, our committee is certainly going to hold them accountable. That was the whole reason for this hearing, because we wanted to put DOT on notice that we will be following up. We will be going out on site visits to each location. We will have the complaints in hand. We had 13 complaints, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of complaints that the DOT went ahead without seeking guidance from the FDNY that was causing precious seconds to be lost when they were trying to reach their emergency destinations. Some of the videos showed big rigs, fire trucks with ladders trying to make K-turns on closed streets. It was just unfathomable, and they couldn't deny it. And DOT, the two people that they sent from the DOT, they were one was Sean Quinn. He's the Associate Deputy Commissioner for the DOT and the Office of Livable Streets. He admitted under oath that when they don't receive feedback from the DOT, they just implement the plans and do not follow up as to why they did not get that feedback.
Right.
They were sitting there. There were two of them. They sat there like deers in headlights.
Yeah. You mean when they don't get feedback from the FDNY, the DOT?
Correct.
Right. So there are people that are a bit skeptical about this whole debate, and they want to know: is this really, Joann, on the way out, about ensuring firefighters' abilities to do their jobs safely and effectively, or is this at its core, again, which I can't stand, these bike lanes? Is it about a debate about the bike lanes? I guess it could be both. At the core, what is this really about?
At the core, it's about public safety. It's not about bike lanes. It's not about beautification. It's not about any of those things. It is about public safety. That is the main thing at the core. And that's why we'll be following up. And I had conversation with the new FDNY commissioner, and she's actually identifying people who will be working in a unit to go over these asks from the DOT so that they don't get lost and that they are responded to. And it is our job as a committee to make sure that the law is being complied with. It's a law. If the DOT does not comply, they are breaking the law, and they should be held accountable.
Bottom line, that is my council lady, one of our 5 great Republicans, only 5 out of 51, but I love Joann Ariola. Again, congratulations on holding the DOT's feet to the fire. You were the big superstar. All your videos, all your pictures, your great back and forths with obviously witnesses on both sides. You should be very proud of yourself. We're proud of you, Joann. Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks.
God bless you.
Care, Sid.
All
You're
right,
doing a great job yourself.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Look who's talking. Thank you very much. That is Queens City Councilwoman. She happens to be our councilwoman, me and Lewis, the great Joann Ariola.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.